Thank you for a nice presentation, nice introduction. So today I wanted to present the results actually of Erasmus Plus project, and here we have colleagues who somehow either created the results which were used in this part of the results, or implemented and piloted at the university. So the outline of the presentation is a little bit about STEAM Active project for you to understand what the aims of the project are. STEAM definition, although you already presented, but I mean there are some different definitions of world around teaching and learning sequences, implementation, by our experience while implementing those TLSs, which were actually provided by the partners. So it's rather, interesting to see how we can transfer it to a different context. Results of implementation, and so the STEAM Active project has two main aims. That is to produce, to support engineering lecturers from the university, to use innovative teaching technologies, and also when teachers use these technologies, for students gain some valuable experience, how to prepare for the labor market later. And I'm not sure about the other countries, but what I've heard about the partners from our other countries is that engineering sector, IT sector, has gender disbalance, a very strong one. So this project also aims to somehow fight gender inequality by integrating some strategies like trying to create groups of which have the same number of students, female and male students, introducing the same number of male and female lecturers to when we solve the problem, and maybe introduce female role models or somehow else raise this issue, this discussion on gender inequality in engineering sector. So our main target groups were university engineering teachers and engineering students. Here you can see the map of the countries who contributed to the project. So Lithuania, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Greece. But today we present a part of the results which were produced in cooperation with Greek and Lithuanian partners. In general, the output of the project consists of three main parts. The first one is bibliographic review and protocol for teachers. So we can find here a lot of summaries on STEM, STEAM for higher and university education, gender inequality in engineering studies, and students' engagement. The second one is e-learning course for teachers, which consists of three main modules. That is basic of STEAM, which provides the evolution of STEAM acronym and similar things. Then STEAM Active approach, and basis, the guidelines on how to define a STEAM Active teaching learning sequence. And the last one, which personally I like the best, is the set of teaching learning sequences where we can go and find some interesting activities to transfer to our models, or interesting ideas on how the scientific problems can be integrated in our models. So not necessarily the full TLS, but some ideas problems which could be useful in practice. So I'm aware that this is not the new acronym, but still, while doing bibliographic review, found a lot of definitions of STEAM. So we wanted to define what STEAM means in the scope of our project. The definition is that it's a problem-based learning approach, which covers at least 2 disciplines and focuses on real-life context. And also very important, takes into account circular economy and fighting gender inequality. These TLSs, so teaching learning sequences is a structure of how this problem could be solved during some period of time, either a month, 2 months, semester. Usually this is the longest period to cover, but it consists of general data. So what is the level of students, how many CTS, what is the program, what subjects it covers, what's the main guiding question, description of a context and similar things, and also activities, the statement for students, the statement for teachers expected out, with the detailed description, and how all these activities could be integrated during the semester, what is the sequence, what the learning demands are, what the learning outcomes are of each activity expected at least, and similar things. And also a scheme of evaluation when and what would be evaluated out of these activities at each time. Now, these 2 activities, 2 teaching learning sequences were suggested by meet partners. That is cycling, tour, and tourism, and the second one was sailing in the Greek islands. With guiding questions, what could be done to increase, to promote the tourism and also integrate into everyday life the cycling problem, and how to promote sailing tourism in the Ionian Islands. Those both sequences share actually the same some same features. That is, they were both designed for 30-year bachelor students of electrical and computer engineering study program, cover technology and engineering applied disciplines, and they have 3 CTS and should last for 12 weeks. What activities are for those 12 weeks? So research and analysis, design and wireframing of the app development, content creation, report writing, and presentation of the results. And then we want to pilot these TLSs, and well, in real life it happens, and we need to somehow transfer it to our context, somehow transfer to our course learning outcomes required by the administrative of our university and so on. So we try to integrate these teaching learning sequences into master course of artificial intelligence in computer science program as a group project, which is a quarter of the final grade. And the course is artificial intelligence in decision making. So by the title of the program and also by the title of the course, you can see that artificial intelligence is also very important, should be the important part of the those apps. So this one adaptation was made, that students had to implement also AI solution, apply some AI algorithms and technologies. Also, by the university, we have some to adapt some timelines because, you know, different scheme of assessment can be done, and we asked to implement these tasks for 6 groups of 4 to 6 students. One thing I should mention is that these groups were formed out of international students, so also from various countries which came for Erasmus Plus program or just studying there in Lithuania. So there were various interesting countries participating in this project. Why we have here one group breaks that during the semester some students left, and unfortunately we have, you know, we were left with only 2 students in the class group, so we had to move, regroup the students and somehow integrate them, start working from the middle of the semester to the next group. So and finally, at the end of the semester, we just had 5 groups of students. Yeah, so this was the task which students were presented with. The task is the context about cycling tour, what we want to achieve, and so on, and some guidelines on what to pay attention to that. Some personal stories, pay attention to gender equality, consider environmental impact, and also create some strategy to engage users of the app, like gamification, something to make this app attractive. Finally, as a result, this is a summary of those groups. We also, in general, got 3 applications with personalized recommendations, but we didn't say what algorithms the students should apply. So some of them chose to use like image analysis, clustering for recommendation systems. Others implemented natural language processing algorithms to make it to analyze comments and prepare recommendations for it. So this is the second task. Mainly, it's the same structure, the description, some guidelines, what to pay attention to, and so on. And also, you can see optimization algorithms, pretty different from what we have seen in the other task, but similar from that point of view that we are more artificial intelligence based ones. Now, we faced several challenges, and of course, the one which I mentioned, that some students left during the semester. Also, there were time management and sharing of responsibilities challenge, because in the first few sessions, the group didn't agree on responsibilities, who will do what, and we started doing the same things separately, individually. And when we had to stop, say, okay, let's start from the beginning and then move on from that. Now, using AI, data is very important. So when you start from nothing, basically it's nothing to do. So how to demonstrate at least that the app works is one of the challenges, because you have to somehow generate artificial data, static data, and the main challenge, I think, was that things like sailing in the Ionian Island is not very popular in Lithuania, as you could expect, and sailing in Lithuania is also not very common experience. So it was rather difficult to transfer it to local context and to make students relatable to that problem. Yeah, and, also low number of experts, but mainly back students. We collect at the end of the semester. We collected students' feedback in quantitative way, but also in the comments. So I just wanted to show some feedback, summarized feedback. That the students said that they improve practical skills and we are aware how AI methods are integrated into the real applications, how users can be engaged into their applications, like to make the client more involved in using them. Also, especially the ones who had to transfer to the other groups face challenges to increase to start working from some point, and also this improved their communication skills because we had to communicate with each other. Okay, now this is the stage where we start, and we have to develop from there. And as it was, as I mentioned, international students, so you can imagine that they come basically alone to a new country from some parts of the world like Brazil, and such group projects make them to make them more engaged into the local context, and that's how they meet friends also. So it was rather positive experience. Yeah, so conclusions are mainly sum up what I just presented here, that students' feedback was positive, that we can, after some modifications, successfully integrate those activities into our course. And yeah, sometimes changing those TLSs and adapting them make achieve more, even more results, like adding more disciplines into the course. Yeah, and if you want to visit the website, you can do that by scanning this. Thank you.
I believe it leads on you.